talk about building relationships here, going back to the book. In my training of working dogs, I still put myself in the dog's position and understand that it was important to establish a positive rapport with that animal before I began making too many demands on him.
So this is the crux, really, of where I wouldn't say, nothing that's in this book or anything that I subscribe to is not anything new. People have domesticated animals for thousands of years. What I will say is that I generally don't find people spending as much time on that simple component as much as I do. And this is where I draw from my time with hard-driven, dominant working dogs that are biting people. When you get in a bite suit and you're working a dog and developing him, no different than you'd bring up a young fighter, is that is what a decoy's job is to do, is to build confidence. And with dogs, the nice thing is that when it comes to aggression, prey and defense are two sides of the same coin. Just like reproduction and killing are two sides of the same coin. Is that when I'm in that suit and I'm reading that dog, I'm exuding all of these things on him. I'm either making him uncomfortable and putting him in defensive drive, and then when he responds the way that I want, gives me aggression, responds in kind with aggression, I go back into prey drive, take all that pressure off, and reward him coming forward. I'm teaching him to fight me, and come forwardly aggressive. But the way that I have been able to develop that same strategy with pet dogs is because when you're in a suit and dealing with these dogs that are on a level 12 out of 10 by comparison to the pet dogs we deal with, is that you have to be so overblown or so dramatic with how you're doing it to be able to affect these dogs, that now when you're dealing with pet dogs, it's actually really easy. But what it made me realize is just that same concept works the exact same way with those dogs, is that entering that dog's mind and getting that relationship first. Before you have that, you are completely wasting your time doing anything else. Again, no different than if you're a boss with employees or a military leader, or pick anything. Is that if there isn't trust and relationship there first as the foundation, you're building a shanty on sand, in terms of everything else you try to do. That without that, you're essentially wasting your time. And so I hammer so hard on the relationship component, because that's a universal truth in life.
Yeah. And it escalates too. The more you build that relationship, the more you can demand. And of course, in a relationship, you're not demanding from people. The more you build a relationship, the more you can ask for someone to give to you, and the more they'll do for you because you have a good relationship with them.
Sure. And there's also a reason, especially on my online training, the first 5 months, there's no corrections whatsoever. There's no punishment. There's nothing. It's all bonding, relationship building, and reinforcement and shaping behavior. That's not by accident. The reason why is that a lot of times people, they don't have a relationship with the dog. The dog's getting into X or doing Y or whatever. Let's put a prong collar or a remote collar on him. Let's punish him. A lot of people do that. There's training franchises that the backbone is using remote collars, which I vehemently disagree with. And it's not about a cruelty thing. It's about an understanding, is that if I have a great relationship with that dog, and again, the work environment, whatever, spouse, and then we've gone the full run of shaping and reinforcing desired behaviors, and I have clearly communicated to him and positively taught him what the expectations are. Now, when he's not performing up to that standard, now if I correct him and punish him, guess how much more effective it is? Because at first you're just some other jerk that's putting your knee in my rib cage or electrocuting me or jerking me off my feet with a prong collar, just like all the rest of them. Whereas now it's like your dad saying, "I'm disappointed in you." You're, what? It's a lot more impactful that way. So it means more.